Hello, students and friends. So today we are going to we discuss one more video that is about the transportation in plants. In human, the transportation, there is a specialized organ we have that is known as heart, which is used to pump the fluid that is we known as blood in our body. But in plants, they don't have heart-like structure. But what are the systems are there in plants and how the transportation happen in plants? So we will discuss in the video. We used to water plants in the field. So how the water will transported through the plants till the top of the plants because you can see the tall trees. So from roots to tip of the tree, how the water will transport. So there are two forces responsible the process. One is osmosis, osmotic pressure. The other one is transpiration. So I will explain first osmosis. You know that what is osmosis? It's a process of entering water from higher concentration to lower concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. So you know that what is osmosis. So here through the process of osmosis, water will enter the roots of the plants, the root hairs, you can say that. So the pressure will created in the root of the plants. So that pressure is responsible to push the water towards the top of the plants. So the other force is known as transpiration pull. So what is transpiration? Water will evaporate through the tiny pores present in the leaf blades, leaf surface, you can say that. These tiny pores are known as stomata. So through stomata, water will evaporate. So a pressure, the pulling pressure will create. So the osmotic pressure that create a push, and the transpiration will create a pulling pressure. These two pressure responsible for the conduction of water and minerals through the plants. Okay. So what are the tissue responsible for this transportation? So here you can say that complex permanent tissue. So in the tissue chapter, you learn that what is simple permanent tissue, what is complex permanent tissue and all. So here the xylem and phloem, these are the complex permanent tissue. So you can say that somebody will ask that, in question also, what are complex permanent tissue? What are complex tissue? So these tissue are made up of more than one type of cells. So a tissue made up of more than one type of cells are known as complex tissue. So here the two tissues, xylem and phloem, they are known as conducting tissues. They collectively known as vascular bundle. So vascular bundle, yeah, vascular is here conductive tissue made up of xylem and phloem. The xylem and phloem are known as complex permanent tissue. Why they are known as complex permanent tissue? Because the xylem and phloem are made up of more than one kind of cells. Okay. Yes. So see, you can see the slide here, the transportation system, xylem and phloem, how water will enter the plants through the roots. Okay, so through the xylem, it will transported, and through phloem, the prepared food will transported through the phloem. Okay, now components of xylem. Very important, questions they will ask. What are the components of xylem? Okay, so I already told you in the vascular bundle, there are two important tissues. These are complex permanent tissue are known as xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. These are the four components present in the xylem. Tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. So here Xylem, parenchyma are the living elements. That means they are living cells. The other three components, tracheids, vessels, and xylem fibers are dead cells. These are also very important. Please note it down. And what are the components are there in xylem? There are four components in which xylem parenchyma is a living component, and the other three components like tracheids, vessels, and xylem fiber are the dead components. Xylem tissue is responsible to conduct water and minerals. So the direction of the conduction is unidirectional. That means it can conduct water and minerals from one direction only, from bottom to up. Okay, so that is why it is known as unidirectional. So now we will see the components of phloem. So there are four components of phloem, and sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fiber. So in which phloem fiber are dead component, dead elements, while sieve tube, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma are the living cells. And phloem tissue is responsible to conduct prepared food from leaves to all parts of the plants. So the conduction direction will be bidirectional. That means it can conduct in any direction. So, but it will conduct only the prepared. Okay. So in this slide, you can see the differences of xylem and phloem. So xylem conduct water and minerals. You know that the minerals can dissolve in water. So through water, the plants conduct minerals also. But phloem conducts organic solute of food material. Okay. So the xylem conduction is unidirectional. That means one way. It will. The unidirectional means it can travel from bottom to up. But phloem, it can both the directions, is a bidirectional. Okay, and so these are the differences I already explained, and what are the dead cells and what are the living cells. So the xylem, phloem. So you should understand how to differentiate with some points. Okay, and translocation. So I already told you translocation means the transport of prepared food, because plants prepare food in the leaves. Okay, then through phloem it will uh, transport prepared food from leaves to all body parts. And the very important thing is, for conducting water, special energy not required, but conducting food, energy is required. So these are the basic things. I have explained about the basic things about the transportation in plants, transportation in plants. Okay, how water and minerals and prepared food are transported in plants. So dear students, so thank you very much for watching this video. Okay, so this video is very helpful to understand the core concept of the chapter. So then definitely you have to go through your books and go through the question and answer. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.